I'm here at Goodyear Tire, located at 297 Wellington Street East, on the corner of Wellington and Mary Street. And with me is owner Shant. We're talking about winterizing your vehicle, well, because there's snow and ice out there, and we want to keep you safe. Now, let's start right off the bat. How important is winterizing a vehicle?
Winterizing a vehicle is a very, very important, especially this time of the year, for safe driving in the mud, in the snow, in the icy conditions, and a zero visibility. So proper winterization, it can be a life-saving situation.
Okay. Now, what does winterizing a vehicle actually entail?
That will include your proper winter tires.
Okay.
It's going to include the proper maintenance of the vehicle, which is going to include your battery. It's going to include your washer fluid. It's going to include the wiper blades that are going to do a proper cleanup, oil changes, proper level of gas in the gas tank.
Really? Okay. Well, let's talk about tires, because I'm sure tires are number one. You know, it's kind of like the bare minimum those people should be doing, and it's going to save your life maybe. Ice, snow, that sort of thing. So let's talk about the different types of tires and what people should look for when buying a winter tire.
This time of the year, anywhere from end of October to the probably mid or late April,
Okay.
we highly recommend to have proper winter tires, 4 winter tires on each vehicle. Because like you mentioned, it could be a life-saving situation sometimes to have the proper winter tires. Winter tires not going to give you just the traction in the snow, they're going to give you the stopping ability on the icy and slushy conditions. As you can see, this is an example on a winter tire. And what we're going to look on it, we're going to see that there's lots of sipes. Those are the cuts in the tread area or the larger opening to give you the ability to drive in the winter slush in the icy conditions. It's a softer rubber compound. The tread going to expand, sort of give you the suction cup traction on the ice to stop the vehicle.
I always wondered how it worked on ice. Like, how does anything stop on ice? That's amazing. Okay, so now what kinds of brands should we be considering? I guess they must vary from price and that sort of thing.
There's a whole variety of winter tires out there. You got, as I mentioned, you got to look for that the ice traction. That's very important factor when you're making a decision on buying a winter product or winter tires. It's a key factor. And then for people that really financial is an issue or they don't really want to spend the money into winter tires, please make sure you have a proper all-season tires with a minimum of 5 to 6 seconds of a tread to have a proper driving in the winter. And don't compromise your safety by putting only 2 winter tires. Even though if the car is front-wheel drive, make sure that you have 4 winter tires for your own safety. Yeah,
right, and also that could prevent getting stuck. Okay, what other things do you need to look for? Washer fluid. Oh, there's this new stuff. Well, I don't know if it's new, but I buy it every year, and it's incredible. It doesn't freeze.
Correct. When you're buying washer fluid, make sure that it says on it minus 40 degrees, which will prevent any freeze up in a cold weather. That's very, very important.
And like, how much does this cost? It's not that expensive at all.
You can buy it anywhere from $2.99 to $4.99.
Cheap.
It's a small amount you pay for your safety because as you drive in the snowy months, you're going to utilize it. You're going to use it more often.
All the slush,
you got to make sure
the dirt and the salt, it gets everywhere. You can't see through your windshield. Hello, you need it. Okay.
Make sure you check the levels at least once a day or at least twice a week in the winter months. Make sure you have an extra jug in your trunk for your own safety.
Okay. Speaking of having an extra something in your car, I've heard of people putting sandbags or salt in the back of your vehicle. Does that help? What is it, for the weight?
The extra weight will help, especially if the car is a rear-wheel drive. That's traction on the back, so it's an added weight. But to prevent that, you can always put winter tires. That's gonna save the space in your trunk. But talking about trunk, make sure that you have a proper safety kit in your trunk.
Such as?
Make sure you have some flares in there. Make sure you have a flashlight. Make sure you have a blanket. Make sure you have some extra snacks. Just you're stuck in the snowbank or something and waiting for a tow truck in one of those
really
storm days. It can be a while. So prevent yourself. Be prepared.
That is a great tip, making sure you have everything you need just in case you get stuck. We don't want you guys being all cold and alone and starving to death. Okay, let's talk about blades.
Wiper blades is another key important item. There's so many wiper blades on the market. This is a typical wiper blade that comes original equipment on most of the vehicles. You can invest into a little extra into winter wiper blades.
How does it change? Like, what does it do that makes it better for the winter?
Basically, with the winter wiper blades, the coating on the wiper blade insert itself is made a special material that's going to prevent from freezing into the windshield. But a very, very important tip, don't use your wiper blades when the wiper blades are still frozen to the window.
Really?
So make sure that you either scrape the ice off the wiper blades and the windshield before you use it. And then once in a while, with a clean pad with some rubbing alcohol, just wipe the wiper blades. It'll get rid of all the tar and the smudge on the wiper blades and gonna clean it better.
Okay, cool. Now, let's talk about some more costs. I know we hate mentioning it, but to get your vehicle completely winterized, what are you looking at?
The minimum you're gonna look for the winters, you're gonna make sure that you have fresh oil in the car. You gotta make sure that you have the wiper blades looked at, checked out. Your tire pressure is very important.
Okay.
Make sure that you have proper tire pressure. Make sure you check it when the vehicle is cold. And on your side of the door, there's a placard with the proper information for the proper air pressure for your specific vehicle.
Oh, I see.
Don't just look on the sidewall of the tire, because that sidewall is a generic air pressure for, it could be anywhere from 35 to 45 psi, which is it might not be the proper PSI for your vehicle, so make sure that you do check on the placard or your own owner's manual for the proper air pressure.
Okay.
And please check it when the vehicle is cold in the morning.
And why is that? Why
Why
when
is
it's
that?
cold?
Because the air gonna expand, you're gonna have a different readings when the temperature gets really hot.
Oh, I see.
So you're gonna have a fluctuation. So make sure that you check it in the morning.
And that's something that folks at home can do themselves.
You can
rather-
invest into a small digital tire pressure gauge. They're not expensive. They're anywhere from $5 to $10, and they can give you pretty accurate readings.
Okay, so going back to finding out how much exactly at least you're looking to spend so people aren't, mouth dropping when they come in and want to get this stuff done. To get 4 decent tires, some washer fluid, and check some things, what are you looking at for price?
It varies depending on the vehicle, depending on the situations,
And
how
the
much
tires
money
and the brands
exactly.
and all that,
If
it
you want to
varies.
really invest into set of steel rims, that's on a long term, it can be less expensive because it prevents the damages to the tires, prevents damages to your expensive aluminum or fancy rims. It prevents the waiting for 2 hours to get the job done when you can get it done in 20 minutes or half an hour. It's less expensive, but it's just the coming up with the money up front, which can be more expensive, but when you really look into it as a long-term investment, it's a better and
Yeah, it's worth it.
it's wise investment.
Definitely. Okay, now I think we've covered just about everything. Now, if you'd like to find out more information or come out and visit Shant, the tire expert, and also winterize your vehicle, check out fixmycar.ca or give them a call at 841-8105. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Great
Have a
information,
safe
great
winter.
tips. Yes, and I
Thank
hope
you.
that you guys get your car winterized so that you guys are safe.